as everybody's having a good time, um, you get like a knock at the door or whatever like that. So it's a it's it's three people. They walking up. You got the guy that was in the barn with the couple that I told y'all about earlier. He walks up. He's with the couple now. So it's him and the couple that let him in the house and he bit the husband. Okay, so stay with me here. They walking up and they like, yeah, we want to just come inside. We're friendly. We like music. We got money. We want to drink. And we smell the food smelling good. You know what I'm saying? Can you let us in? So the bouncer, which was one of their friends. Like I said, they got the whole crew together to get this joint up and running. The bouncer is like, I don't, he ain't off that. He like, I don't know, and the white guys, the white crew is like, I don't want to keep saying black and white, but that's what it is, black and white, because that's what it was about. It's no shades, no races, nothing. Not the black guy, the white guy was like the white couple or the white group that walked up. They was like, oh, we can't come in. We know how to play music, and and they started playing little songs and stuff like that. So now Smoke comes to the door. Now Stack comes to the door. Now you got Mary. She's at the door, and Mary is the white girl that Smoke. I keep getting names because they were twins. Okay, so Stack, right? Okay, so Mary is the guy that. Excuse me, the girl that Stack was dating. So now she comes. So she at the door, and you got oh my God, the black lady. Oh my God. And that was the one that smoked. So you got everybody at the door. You got the cousin. You got the one that was dating Smoke. Oh my God, y'all. I need to know her name. Hold on. Okay, y'all. I got her name. I don't remember them hearing her say her name not one time. That's why. Her name was Woomy. It was Woomy. He did say it, and he was dating Mary. Okay, and then you got the cousin. I forgot the cousin. I'm gonna just say the cousin because if y'all watch the movie, you know the cousin was because he was a big significant part in this. All right, so like I said, everybody's at the door at this point. Let me see my notes right here. All right, so everybody's at the door. They're like, "What's going on? Like, what's up?" And then they like, "Oh," and then one of the guys, the white guy, said, "Well, how she get in there? She's white. She ain't black." So they want to know what the fuck is going on. Like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck she get in there? This ain't happening. This ain't cool. This ain't right. And they looking like, "Oh man." So then he like, "Oh, she." So that's when Woomy, which was the black woman, Smoke Girl. Well, his old girl, but they still like each other. She was really. my, Bruh, my kids is funny as hell. I already gotta be. They aggy, but they're funny as fuck. Like seriously, my daughter's over here yelling at my son about I don't know what. Anyway, let me stay on track. My bad, y'all. So yeah, so woman like she family. That's how she got. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently, Mary, when his mother, I guess, was Smoke's mom when he passed away, Mary's family took them in, and that's how they wound up falling in love and stuff like that. Stack, and Mary. That's how they wound up falling in love. But okay, like I said, so the guy at the door, they like, we want to come in, want to hear music. Why? Well, how the fuck did she get in there? She's white. And he like, is it because we like this? Is it because we like this? And it's like, it was like the roles in reverse because there usually be movies be like for us, like we be like, oh, because we like, is that why we can't get up in here? You know what I'm saying? So it was like a different type of vibe because they was on some shit like, oh, is he white? Is that why we can't get in? That's why we can't come in? And they was like, no, like it's a couple person did it that play music, whatever like that, because and Smoking Stack Mind, this is from what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I mean, I get it. Y'all like music, but this is juke joint, and it's 1932. We don't know that y'all like this kind of music. We know y'all like other music, country music and stuff like that. That's what it was at that time. So they like, oh, well, we want to come in and say, like, you know what? We just gonna walk away real slow just because y'all change our mind. So they're like, okay, so they ain't forcing themselves in. Smoking Stack and the whole crew just telling them, no, you cannot come in. You're not coming in. That's just not what it is. We ain't doing that. It is what it is. So they walking away real slow. They walking away real slow, real slow. Okay, now. So then we get to this point where Mary like, well, let me go find out what's going on. Like send me outside because they be the same, same color, whatever. And even though y'all fuck with me and I love y'all and I love everybody and this and that, let me just go see what's going on because now I'm a little bit like concerned because why they here for? You know what I'm saying? Like what they want? Why they? You know what I'm saying? Like because Smoking Stack was like, oh well. What if they got more people? You know what I'm saying? What if there's more people? What if they call some more people? Because in the beginning of the movie, that's the first thing that they said. Like, if we see any of your Ku Klux Klans cross our line, you know what I'm saying? We taking them out. straight like that. Like, this is our property. We buying this property. This is us. We don't want no, you know what I'm saying? We don't want this or that here because we know what trouble it caused. Remember, we're talking about the 1930s back in the day. I get it. Okay, we having a party something like that, but everybody not welcome at that point because this is not that, because it's gonna be a different type of thing. So now I'm trying to think because there was another part in there that I wanted to I was trying to think, but when I get to that, I'm gonna break it down. I don't even think I wrote it down. So now Mary goes out there or whatever. Okay. Mary goes out there and see what's going on. She talks to them. They wind up biting her. So now we know that they're vampires. Okay. She winds up getting bit. Now we know that she's a vampire. Well, they vampires. She's vampires, whatever the case may be. Now we got a problem here. Now we like, oh my God. Mary comes back in. This is a whole bunch of things. This is the whole thing where it's about confusion and chaos. Okay. Mary comes back in. Now, as Mary comes back in, it's like the whole thing shifted. Everybody started fighting. Somebody got into a situation. The music was playing, right? This is when baby girl went on stage, which is the cousin's girlfriend that was married, and after they done heard the music, they done humped and bumped or whatever, had some sex, they was fucking. She comes out, she gets on stage, she start dancing, the beat start beating or whatever. Now you see they fighting in the club a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? They fighting. Then you see like the energy had changed from that to that. It was like when everybody guards was down because you okay, boo? Everybody guards was down, so now the energy changed. So it's like as soon as you used to guard down, look away and stuff like that, things could get fucked up real fast. And that's another symbolism thing too. Like everything was good. Soon as the cousin went in there, he was worried about getting some ass. The other one, he went outside to go pee or shit or whatever, and he was about to do it. That he was a big symbolism in this. You okay? You messed with her? He was a big symbolism part in this motherfucker because at the end of the day, he was by the door. He was supposed to be guarding the door and making sure nobody came in or whatever like that. He moved away for 1 second or whatever, and then that's how she was able to get. Not saying that it's still snowing out there. not not saying that that it was a big thing or why she was there or why he was or wasn't there, whatever, and by the door. But it's like as soon as he walked away, as soon as he walked out the door, that's when all hell broke loose. Mary comes inside. It's a bunch of chaos. Now she coming inside, but she acting a little bit weird. She acting real weird. And what's his name? Stack. So now, okay, I'm starting to get it now. So Stack is realizing, Stack is noticing something is up. Something is up. He's noticing that something is wrong. Like, what the hell is the problem? Like, why you acting funny? Why you acting weird? Oh, why you acting like this? Why you acting like that? So then that's when she's like, oh, she's being all sexy and seductive and stuff like that. So that right there alone, you knew something was up. That right there alone, you knew something was up. All right, so like I said, so he like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you acting funny? But in his mind, he not thinking like that. He not thinking like, oh, it's something going on, whatever like that. He just, man, and he like, oh, well, everything is good, everything is okay. She coming in, she like me, whatever like that. But mind you, it was already some weird shit because like I said, her energy had changed. She had went from being like mad at him, but not kind of really mad at him, but a little bit mad at him, but telling him that she kind of was hurt. So like she just want to fuck. Now she's just being seductive. So something right there was a little bit off, but nobody not really paying attention. That's why I say again, once you let your guards down, that's where all the bullshit start happening. So they go on the phone. They want to get it in or whatever like that. Now this is when all hell's break loose. Mind y'all, I told y'all the guard that was at the door, that was guarding the door. I can't remember his name, but he was a friend, I guess. He was at the door. He was who? Cornbread. That was his name. The fat one? Okay. Security guard. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So baby daddy said his name was Cornbread. Okay. So Cornbread. All right. Cornbread is now he had to do. Like I said, I'm bad with names, and I don't remember them really saying that many names in there. I mean, I was watching the movie. I'm bad with names. I've gotten better. I'm getting it. But so like I said, he outside, he goes to the bathroom. She comes in and she, you know what I'm saying, she walks in or whatever like that. He got something because even Smoke was like, well, yeah, like, oh, what was you at? He like, why you go to the bathroom? He like, well, yeah, but you let. He like, yeah, but you let this you let him watch the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody got to be on point. Like when it comes to stuff like that, and how you moving and how especially in that. You need that when you got where you good. You heat up or you good? Okay. So when it comes to that situation and that point like that, it's like everybody should be on point because it's like as soon as you let your guards down in that situation, that's when things, baby. As soon as you let your guards down in certain situations, that's when you got this person coming in, you got that person coming in, you got XYZ, you got motherfuckers moving funny, moving weird. It was like a whole bunch of bullshit. Literally. It was a whole bunch of bullshit because it was like I said, Mary comes in and she was already dating Stack. Mary comes in, she was already dating Stack, but it was the situation just kept getting out of hand, kept getting out of hand, kept getting out of hand because like it was she comes in, he by the door, he not watching the door, he leaves out. It was a lot. Now we're gonna keep going, all right? After that situation happens, all right now, after all the bullshit and all that shit happens, whatever they Mary and Stack is in doing. They come in, they see that something up. They go in there and they see that Mary is not who she is. The brother got big. They literally pull her out, but she runs out. She runs out the door or whatever it can be. She runs out whatever because I guess they I think I want to say Wumby, maybe I don't know. No, Wumby threw something on somebody else. Okay, she's so they whatever they kind of like got her. No, they shot her. Okay, so they shot. My bad, y'all, cause this is getting good. I'm trying to I'm like it was a good movie. I really so many different points in it. Now they shoots Mary. Mary gets up and runs out. So one be like, when you see there's something wrong, cause we just shot her and she got a that ain't no regular situation. We're dealing with some evil here. Something is going on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Anyways, all right, the kids. Okay. So all right. So this okay. So like I said, so they shoot Mary. Mary gets up. Mary runs out. Now at this point that they seeing like okay something is wrong. The brother is there, so they like we're gonna drag him outside. No, the brother they didn't even drag the brother out here. They kept the brother in the room. He just locked the door. Now they realizing something up. So now the man comes back or whatever like that. He's like basically saying, yeah, this whole thing was a ploy or whatever like that. We was gonna kill y'all the whole time or whatever like that. Like, oh my brother, this is that. This is my brother's. This is my like basically like like we vampires and this thing wasn't for us. It wasn't about money. It was about us sucking your blood and stirring up bullshit and chaos and XYZ. That's what this whole thing was about the whole time. So that's why I'm like, all money ain't good money. So how'd you make yours? And we're going to talk about that at the end because I'm going to give my opinion on the movie. I'm just giving y'all like a little breakdown of it, how everything went. So like I said, he comes back, he let them know. The white guy's like, yeah, this was the whole thing anyway. It wasn't this and that. So now he thinking he having a flashback. Like, what the fuck? Like, this whole time was like that. Now, I don't remember how the guy got outside, which was the Asian descent husband. But this is how you know this is a mother thing, and this is where it sets off. Like moms don't care about their fucking kids, okay? When I say this lady was fucking pissed off the Asian descent wife, and they threatened. This is how she invited them in. I don't know if they was coming in anyway, but they invited them in because after Stack was hanging in the door and they wouldn't let him out. He was like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and they tried to shoot him, but he didn't die. So, and even at the end, they started back fighting. But like I said, we just gonna get back to the other part. So, all you see is the mom. She's like, yeah, they threatened my daughter. They threatened my daughter. They threatened Lisa. They threatened they was gonna kill her. Da, 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 da. That just said up. She was like, come the fuck in. She ain't off none of that shit because now they like, oh, we just gonna wait till the sun go down. We gonna wait till the sun go down. She like, listen, we not off that. We not off none of that. We not waiting till the sun go down. They got my husband. They talking about killing my family. I ain't off none of that shit. And that's like a raise and a spark of a mom. Like we don't play about our motherfucking kids. We don't play it off. I'm not saying that dads do, but it's something don't click right when you fuck with the kids. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a whole different thing. She started going over here. She grabbed a box. She about to make a mouth top. She ain't off none of that shit. She was like, y'all want to come in, motherfuckers? Come the fuck in. So she telling him, y'all want to come in? You know what I'm saying? You could come right on in. Yes, you could. Now, as she's saying come in, I guess they was already getting ready to come in. So you just see them. You just see them act like they about to come in. They start storming and stuff like that, coming in. Now we got a fight going on, okay? And like I said, people was turning left and right. The whole crew at one point they in there trying to fight the people up, fight the outside out. But vampires, whatever they strong, they got powers, whatever. So at that point right there, you could already tell that it was something up. Something was going on. They wasn't gonna be able to fight them. But they was like, one people was like, oh, I forgot to tell y'all this too. So I forgot about this part. My bad, y'all. They eating garlic to make sure nobody. So they's going around. So they realized everybody in there not zombie, Lord Jesus. You know I watch these goddamn movies. It's been a while. That's why I'm excited. I ain't watched a good one. I'm glad I watched this, but this one was good, y'all. Um, so now you got everybody they standing around. You got one B, Mary, I think the bouncer, what's his name? Cornbread already turned into a vampire. You got Smoke and you got the cousin. They are everybody that's still alive, and you got the girlfriend, Smoke's girlfriend, who was married, but she was a girlfriend. So now you got them all in a circle. They all standing around. Everybody they want in the guy that was a drinker or whatever like that. Best friend for real? Come on, Chad. Y'all be cold in here. Y'all keep opening the door. It's freezing in here. I am. Jesus. So now you got them standing around, they eating the garlic just to make sure that everybody in there is safe. Because one was like, we didn't know we was dealing with at first, but she threw the thing on and she see now, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. So now I know how to go accordingly because clearly this is it ain't a regular situation going on. You know what I'm saying? We gonna eat this garlic clove to protect us and make sure that we all good. Okay. So they do that. Like I said, they start threatening and start throwing out accusations. They gonna hurt. Yes, baby. Okay, okay. So they start saying they gonna hurt the Asian descent wife daughter. Man, shit got real. Only thing you know is she was like, man, come in. So they comes in. This is the fight scene, okay? Now we almost to the end. Y'all bear with me. She come. Excuse me. Child. She, they comes in. They get in the thing. She probably like see it. You gotta go to the heart or whatever like that. And she got holy water, whatever. We not doing that. But he coming in, we gonna fight this fight because it is what it is. At this point, it's a spiritual thing now. They do it with just and that's another reason why I like this movie too. Because when it started off, I didn't know what to expect, but it went from the first 30, 45 minutes. It just looked like an old back in the day movie where black business owners they want to start their own business stuff like that. But it goes so deep into it, like it's not just that; it's so much deeper than that. So then now, okay, so like I said, so now they get to a point where they like, yes, baby. All right. So, yeah, there's a lot going on up in here. The kids home from school today. Okay. I'm about to almost get to the end of this. So, they in there, everybody's fighting or whatever the case may be. The brother comes in, he's fighting, twins, Stack and Smoke is fighting each other. Um, what the fuck? One B, she got, bit, whatever like that. So, she's no longer there. The guy that was the drinker or whatever like that, the older guy, he was a drinker, the one from the beginning. What's his name? Slim? Okay, yeah, Slim. So Slim, because I've been saying the drinker the whole time. So Slim, okay, it's full of girls. So Slim, he's like, you go, I got this, whatever like that. So he cuts himself straight, monster move. Come get me, motherfuckers, like that. And he holding the shit like that. So then they run upstairs, whatever like that. So now Slim on some shit like, I'm about to stay here and make sure they good. So he already knew what time it was. He wanted to make sure they got away. So at this point, it's it's Smoke upstairs. Um, the girl that the cousin was dating and the cousin. So they upstairs, whatever like that. So then she gets attacked or she gets bit or whatever like that. So now the cousin like, oh my god, now he mad. So Smoke is fighting his brother. And the cousin was like, man, fuck that shit. He was trying to get together. So eventually he like, man, I'm about to just go. So he like, go ahead and go, whatever like that. So go out, whatever. Now this is another symbolism right here. The symbolism of this thing was, remember, he was raised in a church home. He was the preacher or the pastor's son. But he was out just trying to make some money, you know what I'm saying? Trying to better his life, or trying to have a different movement so he could be successful too. Because maybe not saying that he wasn't all the way into the church, but he probably wanted, like a different, different life where he wanted to have money. And he liked the fast life. And he see how his cousins were moving, and they came to get him to make sure that he was good, so he could get some money, stuff like that. And he knew how to play his guitar, or I believe his guitar real good. So that was his thing, whatever like that. And then he even said, "Oh yeah, my daddy always said my music was going to bring, the bad and stuff like that." But it wasn't necessarily just that. It was just like, it was what it was. So now he gets out, he jumps out, whatever like that. The girlfriend, she turns to a vampire. The cousin jumps out the window. He gets out, whatever. He runs, stuff like that. And then here come the white guy, the original white guy that walked up, that was in the house, and he was like, he's sitting over. He grabbed him like that. Now the cousin like he starts praying like because that's what all he know. That's what he come from. He like, I'm gonna pray God, like whatever like that, cause whatever. So then the guy's like, yeah, it was, you say that as this, try to make it seem like whatever you believe in it's not a belief, it's a myth. But if you gotta be here, then that means there's something else that's there too. Then so we're not gonna do all that. We're not gonna. That's from what I'm saying. If you here, then that means there's something else that's out there. So we gonna do both things. We're not just gonna sit over there and do, oh. It's not. You can't get me to believe that. You can't make me feel like that. That's not what's happening. So if you hear it, that means it is something that, because the white guy's like, yeah, this whole time, you guys think that it's this and that, we're all one, and this and that. It's yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? You into that type of life, or spiritual, whatever like that. But it is in the same breath. It's like that prayer that helped him or whatever, because then the cousin comes from behind, and, while he was distracted by his prayer, he was trying to throw him off. The cousin comes and stabs him. Now, all right, so that's all right, boom. So that happens with that. Now the cousin comes and he stabs him, whatever. And this is Smoke, because I keep getting names mixed up. So Smoke comes and he stabs him, whatever the case may be. Now, as that happens, all the vampires, now the sun is coming out, because they was like, we just gotta wait for the sun to come up. So he does that, and then he's like, man, shit, we just gotta wait for the sun to come up. And he was waiting, he was sitting right there. Now all you see is, you see the sun coming up and everything is good. Now the cousin goes back home or whatever like that, and it's like, this is just another symbolism thing. When things get rough, sometimes you just gotta go back to what you know what I'm saying, and you gotta just everything ain't always meant to be what it's supposed to be, and everything ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can find yourself in certain situations. I'm gonna talk about that at the end, because I'm gonna finish the story. So he goes back and stuff like that. He's going back, and the father's like, everything's okay, drop the guitar and stuff like that. But Smoke ain't none of that shit. Smoke is mad. Smoke is like, he thinking like, I really, like, I had like this whole idea, and I wanted to see my people do good, and I wanted to see my people win, and I wanted to see my people, having a good time, because that's what this place was for. This place was about us having a good time, having fun. And this whole shit got turned upside down because I let the wrong motherfucker in. Literally. I let the wrong person in. It was somebody that his brother had trusted. So it wasn't like he felt the type of way, but he didn't really know, because it's like his brother was in love with this woman at one point or whatever like that. And she just did a whole 360. But, I mean, that's another symbolism thing too. Like, sometimes men and women, you gotta be careful who you sleeping with, who you laying with, because everybody ain't good. What look good on the outside may not be good on the inside. What look good on the inside may not be. It's go vice versa, and that's the whole other thing with this thing. That's why I said this movie. I'm gonna get to that point. This movie was a whole thing about symbolism. It was a lot of things that just was like, this is what it seemed like. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when people try. They try, they try to like add little things in the movie. I love that. Because it's like it really comes off. And if you're a movie goer like me, and I love movies, I break shit down. I'm breaking everything the fuck down. Because I like to know, okay, this was that was this was that, this is why I was there. And usually I'm right spot on. When I go on my YouTube, my Googles, I'm going to talk about that. Make a long story short, I'm going to get to the end because I want to give y'all like my last part and every other thing. So Smoking up there, he mad now. He upset. So here come the guy, the original guy that he was seeing at the beginning. He walking up and shit like that. He walking up to him. He walking up to the barn, but not knowing, because Smoke is mad. Smoke had this whole idea. He wanted this to be a thing, how they make money and X, Y, Z. And Smoke come in that motherfucker. He come in here, he he's looking around. I guess he barricaded himself inside the juke joint. Now here go the white guys coming up, the original ones, and they like, oh yeah, they made a quote like, open at night, close at night too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was the whole thing. They had this whole plan the whole time. It was never gonna be no success going on, because no matter what, and that's why I'm gonna talk about the money situation too. But let me finish this. They do that. Hold on. So like I was saying, so yeah, so then he comes out of nowhere, and he's like, yeah, open at night, close at night, whatever like that. So that's when Smoke literally comes out of nowhere. Smoke comes out of nowhere, and he boom, 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 because he's like, he thinking about, like, damn, like I said, I had all my people here. I wanted us to have a good time and stuff like that. I kind of got my people and fucked up and stuff. He seen like a image of, his girlfriend, but no, I won't say his girlfriend. The one be, he seen an image of her with the baby, stuff like that. So I guess she was pregnant with their baby and stuff like that, which was super cute. It was like like I said, it was imagery, and it was symbolism too. That it is what it is. He was seeing it. He was just like, damn, like, he was like, oh, just looking around like God, like, not necessarily saying it, but from the flashbacks it was giving, I fucked up. I fucked up big time with my peoples. I should have never, ever, ever, had them in a situation. I should have never actually, like, let them be in a situation. It was wrong or whatever like that. So, um, he kills the guys or whatever like that. And, no. Okay, so, all right, so he kills the guys or whatever, and everything seemed like it's okay or whatever like that. Now we don't see Smoke again or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't whatever like that. But we don't really see him again. Fast forward to years later. Now the cousin is older, right? The cousin is older. Um, he is he's got to be maybe 60s, 70s or whatever like that. He's older, and what's happening is he's older and he has his own club. He's sitting in the club, and you know that's the cousin because he has the scratches on his face. So it shows. Excuse me. It shows the cousin as older. He's still in there, he's still playing his music, stuff like that, got his little juke joint, whatever like that. But then as he's about to close, one of the bouncers come in and says, yeah, boss, somebody's coming, they want to come inside, they want to, I know we told we were about to close, but it's your call, let me know. He's like, yeah, let him come on. So then next thing you know, you see freaking Stack and you see Mary, but they're still young. So they kind of give him this offer, you know what I'm saying? They come in here, at first I'm thinking like, oh my God, they about to come in here and get him, they about to come kill him, but they're like, yeah, this old man, they kind of give him an offer like, we could keep you, young, you won't be having to grow old or whatever. And he kind of like, and that's another symbolism too. Um, he kind of like, I've seen too much of this place. I'm all right. I'm getting old. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. I don't really. So they like, okay, and then that's when Stat was like, yeah, for that 1 second I was free. When I got to see my brother, I was happy, but it was what it was. Like I said, because we didn't even see him again, but the whole thing was the cousin survived. The cousin was the man of the church, because his father was the pastor and stuff like that. Even though he didn't go down that route, he was still the one that survived, that made it out, that still was able to be okay and stuff. And he told him like he wakes up from these dreams, stuff like that, every like once a week, whatever, from that night. But the fact that he's still able to keep going and stuff like that, it just speaks a lot. This was really a good movie. I'm gonna tell y'all. This was a good movie. It was a great movie. It was a great movie because it had a lot of symbolism things in here. I think I hit all my points. I'm not even gonna look at it because if I look right now, I feel like I hit all my points. I wrote them down, but I want to make sure I hit them all. This was a good movie. It was a great movie. It was actually a really good movie because it just goes to show you that no matter what stage you in your life, whether you're a billionaire, millionaire, $1,000, $1 or penny, all money sometimes is not good money. They wanted to get this place because they wanted to have a good time and they wanted to build their business. Okay, the signs wasn't always there that it was going to be things that was going to be going on inside of that place, but they only know that they thought that because they had a lot of this, that was going to solidify them in a space where maybe they wasn't wanted in original maybe in the beginning. So all that whole situation just led to chaos, it led to death, it led to a loss of money. The same thing that you were trying to go after, and the same thing that you were trying to get, you had wound up losing that all because you had no place. You spent a lot of money on it. Yeah, you killed the guys, whatever like that, but it just goes to show you like sometimes everything ain't all about money. Yes, having money is a great thing. Yes, having money is beautiful. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. If you are rich and I pray that when I get to my place financially, because I'm already in my spirit, I'm there. But when I get there financially, that I just still remain the same person because it just goes to show that when people have a certain level or a certain status, sometimes they can be a certain way. And if you already got that spirit in you or that if the spirit in you, it's gonna come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning of the movie, I didn't even know what was going on. I had no fucking idea. I didn't even know. I'm just thinking, like I said, I heard about what it was, but I'm like, I know I heard about everybody, but I didn't even put two and two together. I had heard that review, um, God, guys, like last year, like in the beginning, I think I was on the way to school one day and they were talking about it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you that no matter what, yes, and I'm not saying that money is the root of all evil, and I'm not saying there's people that the root of all evil. When you got combination of both, because you have people that's out here that have a lot of money and they are good people. You have people that don't have a lot of money and they are good people. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with inside. That's really what it starts with inside. If you a good person and you become rich, you do make some money. 9 times out of 10, you'll probably be all right. you'll probably be all right. But like I just said, it just goes to show because it was like when they walked it, they came there, and from the beginning, the guy was like, he told the guy, if I see any of your Ku Klux Klan in my area, I'm kicking them right out. But the whole thing, when they already knew something, and then my baby father also said this too, and I'm just thinking about it. He said that, and I forgot because the kids was crying, they started waking up, and I couldn't really hear that much that was going on. I probably missed the blue part of that part, but I tried to make sure I paid attention to the movie very closely. But it was a part when he was like, yeah, you guys stole some land or something like that, and this was not the, I guess they all knew each other, whatever like that. But I guess the white, the white folks, they had was upset because they had said that somebody had stolen their land or something like that. So they was trying to, get them back, but I'm turning them into vampires. Um, like I said, you did. Go Ding, go Ding, go Ding, go Ding. Like I said, at the end of the day, I just want to say that enjoy, enjoy the little things in life. Be happy with what you do have. Blessings will always come. Don't chase, and also, um, just try to remain who you are, no matter what. Like I said, even though life be life and shit like that, still try to keep your good faith. Still try to, be, because I mean, every day ain't gonna be sunshine, raisins, and roses. You can still turn into that because at the end of the day, we are what we want to be. And if we could sit over there and have a disagreement or discussion or something about X Y Z and how we can be better, that's one thing to know that yeah, money is good to have, but sometimes you gotta just be careful where you getting it from or how it's moving. And I'm not saying I knock anybody for doing anything or how they gotta get there. You gotta take care of your family. You gotta do what you gotta do, but you still have to um be careful and maintain your ethics and your boundaries and stuff like that. I love y'all. This video was so long. If you made it here, give me a like and subscribe. Have a good day. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for visiting. I love you guys, and make sure to check out Sinners. And then if I when I see more good stuff that's coming on and more movies and stuff like that, I will be letting y'all know. If I see any good shit that I'm watching or whatever like that, that was fucking good. Actually, I got another review I want to do. I'm gonna do it later. I might do it tomorrow. I might do it later, but yeah, it was a good. It was a really, 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 really good movie, and it was a good show that I watched too. But I love you guys. Talk to you later. Have a great day.